Hi everyone. Just wanted to share with you a very simple and reproducing tool to share the gospel that does not require a drawing or an app, but creates a great dichotomy to show people where they are with Jesus. And it follows the example of Jesus and the apostles in proclaiming the kingdom of God. So before I share the gospel with someone, I usually just ask them, has anyone ever shared the gospel or good news of Jesus with you? Most people will say no, but those that do say yes, then I'll ask them, hey, could you share it with me? And usually they'll say, no, why don't you share? And then I'll say, okay, yeah, so I've come to realize that there's two kingdoms. There's the kingdom of darkness and the kingdom of God. And we're born into a world where both these kingdoms exist, right? We see these kingdoms around us. We see the kingdom of God. We see good and beauty and love. But we also see the kingdom of darkness, and we see evil and depression and anxiety and suicide and murder and all the things that make this world really broken. So we're going to start with the kingdom of darkness and the bad news. And before you describe a kingdom, you need to know who the king of that kingdom is. It's the most important thing to know. And the king of the kingdom of darkness is Satan. And he is a liar. And he lies to us and says that we can rule our own life and we'll be okay. We'll be happy and fulfilled. But the reality is we end up broken. And then Satan lies to us some more, and he tells us we can get out of this brokenness by trying sex, alcohol, and drugs, or by making a lot of money. Or maybe it's even religion, and even just going to church. And he says those things will get you out of the brokenness. The problem is these things will slingshot you right back into brokenness if you're still king of yourself. That's the bad news. We're stuck in the kingdom of darkness as king of ourselves, and we can't get out. But the good news is that Jesus is king of the kingdom of God, and he is love. And he loved us so much that he literally came down to our broken world and us in the kingdom of darkness. And he lived a perfect life. And then he died on a cross and was crucified for us so we could be forgiven and healed. And then he rose from the dead 3 days later to prove that he is king over all this. And all Jesus asks is that we would turn from being king of ourselves and let him be king. And then we could be in his kingdom and enjoy the love, the joy, and the peace that he intended for us to have now and for all eternity. And though there may be suffering in this world, because we're still surrounded by the kingdom of darkness here, we can have Jesus in us and living through us to go back and share this message with everyone around us. So I'd love to ask you, which king are you serving? Are you serving yourself and therefore listening to the lie of Satan? Or is Jesus your king? Now, when people tell me Jesus is my king or I'm in the kingdom of God, then I want to make sure and say, is Jesus really calling the shots of your life? Is he your king? Because whoever your king is, that's whose kingdom you're in. I hope you enjoyed this video and use it for his glory.